Hey, good afternoon, guys. Al here, and we recently got back from our trip all the way around Australia. So we did the full lap. We got back about a week ago, exactly today. So there's a couple of small mishaps, but nothing massive. You know, we kept all our equipment in one piece, and all our equipment are in exactly pretty much the same condition as when we left. So we didn't get into any massive accident, thank God. You know, that's the hardest thing, is being out in the open, in the elements, with your family, and sometimes away from any infrastructure, even phone signals. And that was one of my biggest fears, if something happened to my equipment, or worse, you know, accidents, and that, you know, we'll be out of range with any phone calls, internet, or anything like that. It is quite a challenge to get in touch with the outside world, you know, or the more civilized world, if you do get stuck out there, because Australia is a very, very vast country, and in some places there is minimal people. So you can get into a place where you won't see people for maybe days, and you know, you want to be prepared for anything that comes up, especially water. So we've always had water. Our caravan has water, and we carry bottle or gallons of water on our vehicle, on the Ranger. So that's number one: food and water. Especially having 3 kids, it's quite a challenge. So this video today, guys, is basically about all of the most of the things that we took with on our trip, so that you can get away and, you know, be able to get through. You'll be able to survive and get out of danger, or get out of sticky situations, so to speak. So I'm just gonna go through the equipment that I used, because it might be, hopefully it might help other people. You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, they're just learning how to go camping or learning to use the caravan. So hopefully I can help some people, and this video will help other people out there, and that you guys are interested in it. So hopefully people are interested in it. I haven't seen many videos about it, so I'm hoping that I can get people's interest. And if you like it, you can share it and like it and subscribe to our channel. Just hit the like button, and that would support our channel. Really appreciate it. So there's this stick here. This is very important. Number one is get a good fly squatter, because in the Aussie bush there is a lot of flies, mosquitoes, and midges. I don't know, you won't even see the midges, but the girls, the kids, and myself had pretty much, because it's pretty warm. So especially up in Darwin, it's very warm. You'll be wearing shorts and singlets, so you're not very covered up like we are in Victoria today. Here it's freezing, and it's almost summer. Darwin is bloody unbelievably hot, and especially if you're free camping. We free camp in Gun Point Beach, and the amount of mosquitoes, you will need one of these, and a lot of aero guard. So bite, we use like specific bite ointments, and aero guard was pretty good, spray on aero guard. But this works wonders, you know, natural. And it'll work on your tennis racket. on your techniques, backhand techniques. So yeah, definitely get one of these fly sliders. It's probably a couple of bucks in one of those Chinese shops, and you will win with this. Without these, mate, good luck to you. All right, so yeah, that's number one. That's number one tool. My best tool, the best tool that I've ever owned, is one of these. It's a Leatherman, and I use this even at work. So especially at camping, I use this. So what it is just that I carried a wave. I got a couple of them, and I carry this one all of the time, even in my, you know, when working, and even when I'm driving out anywhere. You know, this is a handy tool, and you can get these bits here, which gives you other it's missing one, but yeah, you can get different things, attachment, and yeah, they attach in there. So it's got pliers, long nose pliers, and all sorts of things, you know. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through it. It's got scissors. So fishing is really good. I don't use this one fishing. I've got something different for fishing, but stainless steel, high grade stainless steel, made in America, made in US. And this thing, you know, you can crawl. I use this for my work as a tradesman, installing modems and things like that, and I can do a lot of things without my toolbox with this. So this goes on my belt, you know. I carried this for 20 years, and even that, before that, in the Navy, this is where I learned to get one of these, because a lot of the guys had one of these as a technician, and perfect. Like, I wouldn't leave home without that. Yeah, so sometimes I just carry it in my pocket like that, but best is in my belt with a leather pouch. So number one, I carry one of those. Yeah, so they're the number two things, right, that we use a lot. So all the other ones now I'm gonna go randomly through them, but except for these three here is another item. So guys, this one here carried all my tools, and it's sat on top of my drawers on the back of the tub, and it's got everything in there that I need. I pulled this out, it's got everything in here. So first of all, a claw hammer, yeah, and this one is a S-wing. This is one of those, this is the ones that the chippies or the builders use. S-wing hammer, man, they are unbreakable. So if you can get hold of one of those, they're a bit more expensive, but they last forever if you can keep it. Actually, this one I found under the house, one of the houses that I worked in. So yeah, pretty cool. It was very cheap. This one here is used to wind the legs down. Initially I didn't use this, but in the end I did use it more. I got the kids to use it because using the rattle gun, it does a lot of damage. It can damage your pinion gear on those leg stabilizers. So this is a much more smoother. It doesn't give it, I mean, depends how strong you are, but it's harder to use, but it is easier on those pinion gears. So I mean, your caravan should come with one of these. Yeah, so it shouldn't even be anyways here, so I was going to talk about that. These are socket sets, and it's got that fitting. It's a bigger fitting, and it allows me to use the rattle gun, and it's probably not the good it's a second hand I found in the Sunday market somewhere. It's always good to have spare sockets, yeah, spare sockets. talking about sockets, you should carry a decent amount of socket sets. So this isn't really that expensive, just a, you know, it's not like a synchron or anything. But what I like about this, it's got all your sockets, but it's also got these fittings, all the different screw driver types, and even the mini hex heads, you know, spark plug fittings. And you know, I choose to carry this one because it's got all of that. I feel like it's more complete, although it's not the most expensive. It's a decent quality enough that it's not gonna strip on me, and it's a more complete set that I've got. So I use this on the field. I took this with me. So also I carried a bunch of those screw tips, even though there's already some, just in case. So it's compact, easy. It goes in my tool, and you know, easy to be in the box. Also some electronic screw sets which I used. I made repairs with this one. The monitor for the reverse camera was playing up. One of the wires was loose. You need smaller bits, electronic screw tips, which is a lot tinier. Yeah, so this was given to me one Christmas by a workmate, and man, it was supposed to be, because without this I wouldn't have been able to see behind me, because the monitor for the reverse camera malfunctioned and it didn't want to work anymore. So very handy, thanks to Darren Urbanski. So Darren Urbanski, his name was, Polish guy. So this is a nozzle for your jerry can. Keep it in a plastic bag, keep it pure from dust, hopefully. There's probably a bit of dust in there now, but keep it in plastic. It's good to refill your tank with a nozzle. I'd rather do that than have so the vice grip is also getting the hose fittings on the taps. Sometimes, man, once you tighten it up, you don't want to leak, so you tighten it up and you can't get it off. You know, when you check out, you need to get it off, and you can't do it by hand. The vice grip will, you know, you just have to open it up. So probably a bigger one would be better, but I only carried that, and I was able to open it up enough to be able to undo the tap fittings. A good medium size shifter or adjustable spanner is also good. I probably should have carried a bit bigger one as well. That's good for undoing nuts. Never really used it because I was using, and I never really used it, but this could get handy. You need one of these. This could be very handy in times of trouble. I'll get rid of this. You obviously need power adapter sometimes. You know, you could plug this in here and on the outside and charge your batteries if you're working outside, laptops and stuff. So this allows you multiple. You guys know this. I need to explain something. You need some cable zip ties. I think I bought this on the field in one of the Bunnings. I can't remember why I needed zip ties now. Can't remember, but I bought this in Bunnings out there because I was looking for mine, that I had some, and I couldn't find it, of course. I don't know where I put it, but handy to have zip ties or cable ties, American zip ties probably. So yeah, good set of Allen keys. There's one missing, a few missing, a couple of small bins missing, but I do have a more comprehensive set. So always have Allen keys, man. Allen keys very handy. A lot of things use Allen keys. You want to have a few set of Allen keys. Good shovel's good. You know what we use this for. Never used it, but it could get handy in times of trouble. Also good measuring tape. This one probably doesn't really come in very well anymore, but good measuring tape, cheap, just in case need to measure something. Scraper with a blade. Don't know, never had to use it, but you could probably use this. You know, never know. Always have something like that. A lot of screwdrivers, man. You need different sizes. That's obviously about pretty much the same, but I carry screwdrivers, Phillips head, flathead, short and tall. You need multiple screwdrivers in your weaponry, because you will have all sorts of different types of screws, including, you know, other screwdrivers in my multi-tool, and I have screwdrivers everywhere because you will have different size types and everything. I probably carried too much, but you know, no, can't have too much screwdrivers. You gotta have multiple and different sizes. Phillips head, flathead, carry screwdrivers. Okay. Carry blades, spare, lots of spare blades. Another screwdriver, Phillips head. Another screwdriver. Screwdriver, but drill fitting, so all of that. Hose clamps, have a few of those. Screwdriver fittings, yeah? So just make sure you got lots of those, just in case. Carry one of these, man. Just a lighter, you know, you can use a few lighters, different lighters. You need flames, you know, out in the bush you need flames. Don't know what for, but you will need them. A good side cutter, good side cutters. Wire brush, man. You don't know when there's rust, and wire brush is good. So good for taking off rust. Now, you know, wire brush, it's sometimes good for cleaning threads and stuff like that, so always handy. Spare pins for a trailer, carry one of those. Some screws, rubber band, you know, rubber band. You don't know, you need rubber band, man. If you got a rubber band, it's good to hold those big stacks. Yeah, wads, rubber band. Now this could be handy tying things together, you know. If you need to tie something tight, rubber band, it's good. Bullnose pliers, good to have bullnose pliers. You can, you know, you can really grip it and crank it'll work. There's also wire cutters on there. This one's unlockable. It used to be lockable, not anymore. But this has got a good leverage on it, so you can never have too many long nose pliers. Long nose pliers, mate, carry at least 2. I don't know why. 1 or 2. 1 or 2 will do. O-ring for probably a 100mm pipe. Just carry 1. You never know. Never know, man, when you need the O-ring. Those, see that? Star drives, so carry those just in case. Ruler, stainless steel ruler, you know. Chisel just in case you need to break a bolt or something, a screw. Always handy. A wooden chisel, sharp. You need a sharp chisel, okay? And of course a few drill bits. Okay guys, so walkie-talkies, guys, you need even just these. Came in very handy for us. These are what the kids use when they're outside playing. There's a blue one. So we use these for the kids if we wanted to contact them and they're out in the caravan park in the bikes roaming around. Handy to have, guys, to monitor the kids, or even just when you're reversing back. And the wife's got that, and I had the black one in the cabin. We got better ones than these, but these could do. This would work. So $100 for a set of those. Some decent cable tie, guys. These ones, big size, because you know this will hold a lot of weight. You know, things could rip, and these will hold things. Or you can tie wild animals with this if you want. You know, you won't need rope. This will out-function a rope or something like that. This will really, you can actually, you know, lock things up with this. So they use it for bad things, alright? Only use for good reasons, okay? So a lot of torch, guys. A lot of these you know, so the kids use these. I use these. I've got heaps of torches. You can't have enough torches. You know, I've got the lead lenses version of these. Lead lenses, you can't get enough. You need a lot of torch. It's a dark world out there, guys, so you know, you gotta light the world, man. So yeah, this one's flat, but they do work. Lead lenses, pretty good, although yeah, they do, yeah, sometimes, I don't know, there's, you know, lead lenses, I don't know, I've got lead lenses, I've got 2 of these as well. See, they get a bit freaking funny, so, but very bright for small things, but I'm sure there's better ones on the market nowadays. Need these. So these are good for charging iPads inside. They're like, yeah, cigarette lighter, but you know nobody's uses these as a cigarette lighter. These guys, you know, again, it's a dark world. Free camping, you don't want to use your battery. These last for a long time. Bunnings job, these will last a long time. You know, it doesn't seem bright now, but if it's in a dark place, this will keep you going all night. You know, the kids, you could eat your dinner without having to use your AGM batteries. A good little pocket knife, handy to have. Get a decent one, cut ropes, cut whatever, so good to have that. Good hat, Australian, you know, green and gold. Atlanta Braves, I think it is. A good ratchet ring spanner and open end spanner. Like I said, never used it, but it was easy enough to carry on board. A small 12 volt trigger lighter to 240 volt, you know, handy to have charging small items. You can't really power up. I've got a bigger one in the back of the truck, but yeah, have something to convert your 12 volt to 240 volt, because a lot of things require 240 volt all the time, and you need to be able to convert your 12 volt to 240 volt. And a cheap multimeter. I've had this for years. Just gives me the ability to test whether there is voltage coming out of the battery or power point or something on. If the line is live, you know, it's got earth. Yeah, just really good item to just see if you can power through your Anderson plug, an electric drill of some sort. Yeah, this comes in handy. You can set it and hammer drill, drive screws in, or drive holes through things, and it works. This will drill holes through 6mm thick steel. If you know how to do it using pilot holes, you can do that with this drill. It's very strong, powerful, and I've got a few of these batteries spares, because you'll probably only need one, and if I could have done it again, I probably would have got a chainsaw as well, because I carried a chainsaw that I never used, you know, a fuel one, a petrol one, and never used it. But a battery one would have been handy, just a small one, because I would have just been able to do it with a battery. But a drill, a rotary drill, yeah, awesome. So, and the other one is this rattle gun. Yeah, rattle gun. This, we use this for changing tires. Me and my son, you will see videos of us changing tires, because the tires were wearing out unevenly, or we didn't get a flat, luckily, but we had to flip the tires on its rims, because I was running them a bit low. So I learned later in the trip that it had to be around 50-55 psi. I was running way too low, about 35 psi, and I was flipping the tires to keep them evenly worn. But in the end, like an old guy told me, that these are truck tires and it needs to be a lot higher. So these are good. I also used them for my Anderson hitch, which required bolts to tighten the hitch on the chain, the screws on the chain, to lift the back end of the truck. So this was very handy with this aluminium fitting. Yep. So get what they call a rattle gun, yeah, a rotary hammer drill. It's a, what do they call this? Electric torque Lancaster. Anyway, it's a Milwaukee rattle gun. Yeah, get one of these. Need one if you want to change tires quickly, and for me, I needed to unhitch and put the hitch on with this rattle gun. This uses the same battery as those 2 units. It's a wireless grinder. Luckily, I never had to use it. I never lost any keys to any of my locks, or had to steal another person's caravan yet. But this, if you're gonna do something like that, this would be the tool to undo chains and locks. Or actually I did use this actually, because what happened was I had to repair the pinion, retaining pin on the pinion on one of the stabilizers, the legs stabilizers on the caravan. The pinion pin came out, and I created another pin using the peg, one of the pegs, a tent peg, and I could have used a hacksaw, but this did it faster. So guess what, you gotta work with this, not with, you know, use your brain. So I used this. Okay, I could have done it with this, but it would have been rougher and a lot more effort. So this thing is a angle grinder, cordless angle grinder. Milwaukee, get a whole set. Important. Didn't have to use it much, but you could need this. This could do a lot of work for you out there in the field. Hacksaw, of course, the great old hacksaw. It'll cut many things, you know. It's just survival, man. This thing will cut through anything. So it's a little blade like that. I mean, you can cut heavy artillery. This is heavy, you know. You can do a lot of heavy work with this. So survival tool, man. This is number one too. This is pretty good. So hacksaw, definitely carry one of those. It's not such a big item. It's only thin. It's probably one of the cheaper tools. It's a Stanley, this one. I got better ones. I got about 10 of them, but I choose this one because it's kind of like, it's thin, right? So hacksaw. What else? So I'm gonna go through my toolbox. First of all, guys, get one of these toolbox. This is red and black tape. You know, you got positive and negative, right? So positive and negative tape. Can't go wrong with that, man. You need to carry some silicone sealant, bathroom and kitchen and laundry, just in case, you know, things could leak, and this is a silicone sealant, man. You know, your gun ones, well, this is the tube, you know. So this is silicone sealant. It's not yet open. Yeah, so the day you open that, that's the day you should use it, because give it a couple of weeks and it's probably a few days and it's dry. So for my angle grinder, carry a few blades. Never know. Never know, man. You might need to you know, open up a factory in the middle of nowhere, cutting steel. So carry a few blades. Could have an assembly line, the locals, you know. So another adjustable spanner. You know, a good spade spatula, size 19. No, you never know. You might need to use glue. You might need to paste that glue on something, you know. Always good to have a nice sharp blade and some spares inside. Need some sharp blades, man. You gotta repair kit. You gotta repair tires. You gotta repair, you know, your kids' donut tires, swimming inflatables. So it's good to cut repair kits with that, and everything else you might have to cut, whatever. Need some oil, some of your all-purpose oil, hobby purposes. So this I use this for the bike chains, keep it lubricated. Oil, man, you know, rusty hinges or anything like that. This is good. Hockey straps. You never know, man. You gotta tie down things. This is quite strong. Tie down things. double-sided tape. How you need a lot of double-sided tape, different sizes. You don't know. I mean, you never know until you do. But double-sided tape, you can't go wrong. Another adjustable shifter, smaller one. Do that sometime, you know. So always handy. If you might need to see if your trailer plugs is not working. Why? Or your fuse, is it open, or you need to be able to have one of these and know how to use it. Without these, you could be wondering why your water pump is not working, or a lot of things. You need a little bit of electrical. Your car might not start. It could be your battery, so you'd be able to test your battery if it's got enough juice for you to start your engine or whatever. So good to have a good lever, sort of semi crowbar screwdriver. Good to have this. I used to stick on my drawer, so anyway, different function, but it can be used for multiple things. Good leather gloves, guys, because soft hands, you don't want to damage your soft hands. So this soft hand, tough hand. Okay, so in case you need to do some welding, well, it's not welding gloves, but you need to yank on some of that wire cable or something, so handle some hot metal. Never know. Just carry one. Tire repair kit, guys. Tire repair kit. You just don't know. You just don't know, man. So comes in like that. Never had to use it, thank God. But I'm sure it could come in handy. This could come in handy for you. Could have come in handy for me. So don't leave home without one. Never. Cost me 30 bucks. Could probably sell it for 28 bucks. Who knows, man? But I'd rather just have it. Could dry up in the back of my car, but I'd rather have one. Never use it, but I could have. Guys, emergency burn station and first aid kit. Who knows, man? I mean, there's a lot of campfires out there. I carry multiple first aid kit. This is just one of those first aid kit that came with that I used to have to buy. So carry one of these, but I've got multiple first aid kits. At least one in the tunnel boot, one in the tub, and one inside the caravan. So I carried multiple. You'll probably, hopefully, never use one, but it could come very, very handy. I carry one with snake bite kit in there. So have one. Guys, need one of these. This is Outdoor Explorer Extreme Hiking Pole. Use this many times. Who knows? Might need to poke at something coming at you. It's good to make noise when you're walking in the bush. Just if there's any snakes, they'll hopefully sense it and move out of your way. you and the snake do not want to meet, you know. So I like it. I like to have something just in case, you know. Walk slowly, but walk with a stick. Yeah. So WD-40, guys. You never know. Who knows, man? WD-40. You cannot leave home without this. Things will get stuck. Lug nuts, your hitch, tow ball hitch will get stuck. Things dry up, you know. A lot of bearings dry up and things like that. What did I use this for? I used it to remove double-sided tape. So you can use it for multiple things. Double-sided tape. If you can't get double-sided tape off your walls or any surface, this thing melts it. So awesome stuff, guys. For hygiene, carry these gloves. My son went through a box of these at least because I told him not to you know, emptying the cassette, Portaloo cassette. You know, I told him to wear these because, you know, it might be a simple thing, but you might save your whole family from gastro, because any of those people in a caravan park could have any kind of gastro and sickness, and because you handled the hose that they clean up the thing with, and you handled it, it could spread to your whole family. It's a good thing to have one of these. A good step ladder, guys, a good step ladder. Decent shuffle, decent. Stainless. Drill bit set. You need a good drill bit set. I use this to help a fellow traveler in Karumba. He wanted to install, he purchased an antenna and he didn't have a drill because the antenna wouldn't fit his bull bar holes on the mount holes. So I enlarged it. I enlarged the hole. This doesn't actually have the largest drill, but yeah, we use the small one. Guys, a good sharpening stone for your knives. Always handy. Always handy. Need flames, guys. Need flames. Need flames in case you need to bend some pipes or anything like that. Good to have heat shrink. Portable soldering iron, guys. Portable soldering iron. Need that. Wet bags. Guys, you need jerry cans. This is a water jerry can. I use this free camping, and guess what? Our water pump wouldn't work. our water pump is not pumping. We had a full tank, we had 2 full tanks of water, and my water pump was working but not getting water out of the tap. And guess what? I had to put water in the line. You need a lot of hose fittings, man. A lot of hose fittings, because various hose fittings, because you will do free camp. You'll go where I use a lot of hoses is in free camps, refilling. I extend hoses, a couple of hoses lengths, extending them. You will lose bits. You will lose a lot of these, because especially initially my son would get them on the tap, because he did the hoses, and he would forget these on the taps. And yeah, I mean, you can always go to Bunnings, but there's not always Bunnings. You know, you can go to Bunnings in the big towns and pick up spare ones, but I carried different ones, brass ones and plastic ones. Probably the plastic ones lighter, but anyway, brass ones were from back home, when I had them in the garden. So also carry it in one of these pouches. It's nice and easy to grab and get what we need. What's in here? So this one here is a fitting that goes on the rattle gun, and it's got the socket set that I need, and also it's the same size. So this is a 3/4, and it'd go on our breaker bar. Yeah, so the breaker bar, man, because sometimes those lug nuts are very, very tight. You want one of these. You want one of these, probably $50 or $30, but handy. You don't want to be having a flat tire and you can't undo that lug nut. Like, you know how to do it. You know how to change the tire. You've got a spare tire, but can't do the lug nut because the rattle gun won't even do it. This thing, you can lever this. You can have 2 people swinging on this, you know, and you can really put some pressure on that lug nut. That is a pain in the ass sometimes. So very handy to have a breaker bar. I just got one of these because I wanted to separate. So you can get pouches like that. I don't know, I got this somewhere. It's like a belt bag, but I never really used it, so I took it with me. Yeah, you can have a pen and stuff on there. Alright, so a lot of Velcro strings. These Velcro strings are handy if you want to like tie things together, like, you know, we've got foldable tables, foldable chairs and shit. You want to be able to pack them tightly, neatly. These are the Velcro. You can get rolls of these, cut them into lengths that you need, and they just wrap. So you just wrap whatever you need, like that. You know, I use them to tie hoses, cords, extension cords, everything. Handy to have. So Velcro strings. Level. You need level. Good level. Not too long. You don't want it too long. You can probably get away with the shorter one. But a level is good. Put on your floor. See if your caravan is level. That way and that way. So that one was just, I found that one somewhere. Didn't even buy that, I don't think. So yep, that's another. You need a hose fitting that can squirt like that, because your caravan will get dirty. It will get dirty, your car will get dirty, and some towns don't have car washes, so you need to use, you know, when roll around in some freaking your car or van, filthy, the red dirt just sticks, the red mud. The reason it does is because a lot of roads are being bulldozed and they wet them, you know, they wet the dust to keep this dust settled. Problem is, it's got little potholes that hold little cups of water, and your tires will run onto them and it will spray out the back, onto the front of the caravan, and it's actually quite heavy. Like if you picked it up in your hand, it's quite heavy. And imagine, you want to minimize the weight of your caravan, and you've got mud underneath, all on your arches and all in the front of your caravan. Not gonna look shit, but it's heavy. So you need a good hose spray to, if you can get some, and you wanna get that off when you can. I ended up getting rid of it. I have had it from towards Mount Isa anyway, towards that way, coming from Queensland, so towards going towards Northern Territory, where I need to wash the caravan. So good hose fitting. So guys, we're gonna move on towards the left hand side here, and I'm just gonna pull out one by one, but need a good drone to record your adventures, guys. You need a good drone, good control. And this is a nice one, DJI drone, does the job reliably. This is the Air 2S, and at least a spare battery, guys. Need that. Okay, so you need also, guys, a good camera. So this is the OMD EM1 DSLR, digital single lens reflex. Bought this a couple of grand, 1,500, something like that. Bought this ages ago. With a little tripod if you need. It's good to have. Good to have long distance shots and a decent camera. Should invest. You can probably never go to those places again that you go to.
Damn.